So come to start in a seated position on the ground. Notice your ribs stacked directly on top of your hips. Notice the breadth of your collarbones expanding out to the sides. Notice the back of your neck growing longer, the crown of the head reaching up to the ceiling. And notice your chin gently drawing inwards. If it's difficult for you to close the eyes, that's okay. Just notice your body. Notice the expression of your hands. Try to place them somewhere where they can be soft, without gripping or holding, where the hands can be heavy. Is it possible to allow your face to relax? Is it possible for the belly to soften with your breath? Just as you sit here, see if you can give yourself permission to park all your thoughts and concerns about what happened to get you to your mat today, and permission for everything that's waiting for you after this practice to stay where it is in the future. Give yourself permission to arrive in this moment, to notice what's happening for you right now, to be present for every moment and every breath of the practice that we're about to share. Breathing in, feel your belly expand in all 4 directions. Notice as you exhale how the belly empties. This really simple act, one that keeps us alive, is also a way that we can take in what we want more of and what we need, and a way to cleanse and release what we don't. We take in breath as life, and we breathe out the waste, the leftovers. Filling up, thinking about that, and emptying, let it go. Slowly let the eyes open. Extend the arms up overhead as you breathe in. Interlace the fingers and press the palms up towards the ceiling. Good. As you breathe out, gently draw the ribs back and down, and inhale, lift the sides of the waist. Exhale, take it slowly to one side. Inhale all the way up to the center. Exhale all the way over to the other side. Inhale all the way back to the center. Exhale as the hands come down to the ground. We're going to walk it onto all 4s now. Finding your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Find a long spine. Breathe in. And slowly from the tailbone, rounding into cat. Breathe out. Lengthening the tailbone backwards, then up. The belly softening into cow. Inhale. And taking time as you roll through each vertebrae of your spine into cow. Exhale. Find that open sense, the arch on the inhale. Close, looking inward as we curl on the exhale. Breathing into arch. Breathing out to curl. Follow your own intuitive breath and movement for another 3 rounds. Exploring whatever it is that your body needs or calls for. And once you next exhale back into cat, draw your breath into a long flat back. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog.
Pressing strong through the arms as you breathe in. Letting the knees soften and the head hang as you breathe out. Sit bones lengthen up to ceiling. Inhale. Press one heel firmly down as you exhale. Lift it up again, breathe in, and switch to the other side, breathing out. Rise on the inhale, press away on the exhale. I want you to resist your urges to hurry, to speed up, to rush through the walk of the dog. Instead, tune in, slow down, connect to the breath, and observe what your body has to tell you. Just notice, without judgment, without critique, what you feel, what you find. Then lift both heels on the breath in. Soften the knees on the breath out, looking to the hands. The right foot leads as we walk up to the top of the mat. The knees remain soft, release the head, and take hold of opposite elbows. Just use the weight of the upper body to create length through the spine. Loosen out. Shake it out. And remember that the same way that breath out allows us to release waste, you can visualize here that relationship between the top of the head and the ground. Whatever thoughts have been bothering you, release them straight down. Let them go. Then you can let the hands go as well. Taking time, use your breath in to slowly roll up and stack the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Until eventually we arrive here in our Tadasana. We'll set up strong Tadasana to guide us through our practice. Soles of the feet rooting down through the floor. The arches and the knees and the thighs all rise up into the hip sockets. Tailbone is scooping under. We lift our pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, and we close the front ribs down. And collarbones sail broad to the edges of the shoulders, and the arms drop down with the hands facing forward by our hips. The chin is drawing in, the back of the neck is long, and we notice our contact with the earth. This practice is intended to be grounding, to improve our connection to ground, to improve our connection to self. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring them to heart center. The reason I choose a grounding practice today is that on Thursday last week, we had Are You OK Day. I think it's really important to acknowledge that it's completely normal not to be okay, and that that's perfectly acceptable and perfectly safe. Feeling not okay isn't what hurts us. It's our compulsion to run, to escape those feelings, to avoid them. What if we could stand in them and still be okay? Take a breath in. Release the hands as we breathe out. Sweep the arms up, inhale. Fold from the hips to the ground, exhale. Find a long spine, breathe in. Crouch down, 10 fingers to ground, breathe out. Find your way to high plank, inhale. Control knees, chest and chin to the ground, exhale. Lift your hands and your heart as you breathe in. Make your way to downward dog as you breathe out. Long spine here, inhale. Heavy head, hollow belly, exhale. Breath into backs of ribs, breathe in. Inner thighs spiral backwards, breathe out. One more, notice, inhale. Release what doesn't serve you, exhale. Heels rise, breathe in. Knees bend, breathe out. Look to the hands, make your way to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift here, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Sweep the hands to the sky, big breath in. Fold and dive back down, breath out. Find a halfway lift, inhale. Crouching down, 10 fingers to ground. Find your high plank, breathe in. Strong and controlled to the mat, breathe out. Hands and heart lifted, fill up. Downward dog, empty. Take 3 breaths here and use these 3 breaths as your opportunity to check in. What do you notice? How do you feel? Can you hear yourself breathe? Ujjayi breath. As you empty the exhale, soften the knees. Look to the hands, step, float, or hop to the top of the mat. The big toes touch, squeeze the knees together and lift the chest halfway, breathe in. Melt forward, crown to the ground, breathe out. Hands to the ceiling, hips low, chair pose, inhale. Draw the front ribs in as the hips reach back and down, exhale. Try and express the arms fully, reaching open and upwards, breathe in. Load the heels, take it deeper, breathing out. Lift the toes and spread them as you inhale. Commit this place to memory. How does it feel? What do you notice? What is your shape? Fold on the exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Keep your left knee bent as the right foot seeks out the back of the mat on its outer edge, breathing out. Bring the arms up through warrior one, inhale. Square the hips to the front of the mat, exhale. Keep the arch of the right foot lifting, breathe in. Pubic bone and front ribs draw closer, breathe out. Lift the gaze to the middle finger on your left hand, inhale. Open out the body, warrior two, exhale. Extend through the chest to the hands, breathe in. Settle lower through the hips, breathing out. Notice the lifted, floating sense of crown of head above you, inhale. But strengthen the belly, scoop the tailbone under, exhale. Turn your left hand over, reverse your warrior, breathe in. And cartwheel the hands to the top of the mat, breathe out. Step your right foot forward to high plank, inhale. To halfway lift, inhale. Step your left foot onto its outer edge, back of the mat, exhale. The arms sweep up from steady hips, warrior one, breathe in. Close the front ribs directly down to the hips, breathing out. Extend long through the sides of the waist as you inhale. Push the edge of the left foot away more firmly, exhale. Lift the gaze, breathe in. Follow the middle finger as you open to warrior two, breathe out. Long stretch through the wingspan, inhale. Pressing closer into earth, exhale. From the tailbone to the crown, one straight long line, breathe in. Right knee spiraling out to third toe, breathe out. Reach forward, reverse your warrior, inhale. Cartwheel hands to the top of the mat, exhale. This time, actually step back to high plank, breathe in. Control with strength all the way to the mat, breathing out. Chest and hands spread wide, rise up, breathe in. Find your way to downward dog, controlled, breathe out. Notice the sides of the waist, lengthen them with your inhale. Notice the fingertips spreading, clawing to the mat as you exhale. Let the tip of the tail reach further to the ceiling as you breathe in. And the inner thighs spiral and reach to the wall behind you as you breathe out. Take a full inhale. Empty it completely. Heels rise, breathe in. Knees bend, breathe out. Step, float or hop, top of mat, big toes touched. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow forward, let go. Chair pose, find the arms up, inhale. Go back to that place you locked in your memory as you exhale. We set this, you can find it. All it takes is intention. And know why we come here to this difficult and uncomfortable asana. It's to become more comfortable with the burden of responsibility. To shoulder it with ease and grace. Taking one final inhale here. Bow forward, release it. Other side first this time. Halfway lift, inhale. Left foot back on the edge, exhale. Arms up, warrior one, breathe in. Arms open, warrior two, breathe out. Adding on this flow. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Side angle pose, exhale. Extend left fingertips overhead, breathe in. Curl the ribs and the pubic bone towards each other, breathing out. Keep the chest open, neck long, inhale. Both shoulders roll back, exhale. Take one final breath in here. Take warrior two as we empty. We're going to extend the right leg as we reverse. Breathe in. Pivot through the feet to bend the left knee. So facing the back of the mat as we breathe out. Bring the arms back through warrior two as the right toes lift. So it's a half skandasana. Inhale. Press your left knee open, hips down lower. Exhale. Long from fingertip to fingertip. Breathe in. Dive to the right foot, long lunge. Breathe out. From heel to crown, inhale. Ribs hollow in, exhale. Collarbones expand, breathe in. Left foot steps forward, fold, breathe out. Find your halfway lift, inhale. Right foot on its edge at the back of the mat, exhale. Fingertips to ceiling, warrior one, fill up. Open body to the side, warrior two, empty. Turn your palm over, reverse your warrior, inhale. Side angle pose, elbow to thigh, exhale. Right arm over your ear to the fingertip, breathe in. Hollow the belly, breathing out. Press the left knee forward, right over the ankle, inhale. Press the outer edge of the right foot firmly through the floor, exhale. One straight line through those right fingertips, breathe in. And spiral it back, warrior two, breathe out. Extend your left leg, reverse your warrior, inhale. Pivot and start to bend into the right knee, exhale. Arms out, open wide. Lift the toes, breathe in. Come in deeper, but keep the hip over to the right, breathing out. Good, another inhale. Deeper on the exhale. Send your gaze to the left foot, breathe in. Long, low lunge, breathe out. 2 breaths here. Square the hips. Open the chest. Step back to high plank. Lengthen the spine. Control to the mat. Option now to find cobra pose. Keep the shoulders rolling back, the chin drawing in as the collarbones and the heart open. Inhale. Tuck the toes, press the hips back to the ceiling. Downward dog. Exhale. Long length of the spine. Heavy weight of the head. Take another breath in. Open mouth side. One more time, cleansing exhale. leg to the ceiling. Breathe in. Bend the knee, bring it to your nose. Breathe out. Stretch it all the way back up again. Inhale. Now sweep it through, so find your plank position. Step the right foot through the hands at the top of the mat. Exhale. Curl the ribs off the thigh. Breathe in. And then start to soften the left knee down, keeping the hips square. Breathing out. Crescent lunge, root to rise. Inhale. Find the rib to hip connection, tailbone under. Exhale. Length from the hips straight up to the fingertips. Breathe in. Now lower that knee just off the floor. Breathe out. Extend the heel away now. Inhale. We're going to turn the palms forward, bend the elbows, squeeze them back. Exhale. Cactus arms. Inhale it all the way back up, long spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. Exhale. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, draw them down and hold here for a full round of breath. Arms up to the ceiling, inhale. Sweep them back to arrowhead as we exhale. So there's a long line through the spine all the way to the left heel. Open through the collarbones, breathe in. Start to transfer the weight to the right foot, breathing out. So it's our standing L. Then we're going to squeeze under the left butt to rise on the inhale. Keep the hip over the heel and the hips square. Exhale. Option to bring this to warrior three. So arms by the ears all the way forward. As you breathe in, energize that left heel. Send it away. Breathing out. Take one more big breath in here. Land the outer edge of the foot softly down. Warrior two. Exhale. We're going to come from our warrior two into our half moon balance today. So if you've practiced half moon before, it's nice to have a block to catch you. So if you're in your half moon, I like to place my block about 20 centimeters in front of my foot. It might be a little further for you on the highest edge to begin with. In our half moon, we're trying to keep our body on this same singular plane, moving sideways. So take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, place your right hand on the block. As you breathe in, stack your left hip right over the right. Good. Breathe out, draw the shoulder blades down and back. Breathe in, stack from the right wrist through to the left wrist, extend it up. Energize the left heel as you exhale, pushing it away. Lift it as high as the right hip. Have we got a straight line from the crown of the head all the way to your heel? Keep breathing. If this is easy for you, if you found the stack of your joints with ease, try and float your right arm off the block. 2 more breaths wherever you are. On your exhale, return the right hand down. Take a breath in to prepare. And exhale it back, warrior two. Good work, guys. Extend that right leg now. Inhale. Take your body weight forward with a long waist as you exhale. Take the left arm up into triangle pose. Breathe in. Push the right fingertips against the inside of the right leg. Breathing out. Lengthen the back of the neck as you inhale. Hollow the ribs to the hips as you exhale. Feel the arches of your feet lifting, breathing in. The edges and the heels grounding down, breathing out. Stay here for 2 more breaths. I'm going to check on you. Beautiful triangles, guys. Take 1 more inhale here. Empty it fully. Rise as you breathe in. I'm turning to face you for this next bit. We're going to turn, lift the right toes and plant them on 45 degrees as we breathe out. We're going to step the left foot into position to mirror the right foot. Inhale, both arms up by your ears. And exhale as you bend your knees and send them to your fourth toes. Try and send them wide to the fourth toes. Good. From the hips to the fingertips, long straight lines. Inhale. Ribs in the body, tailbone straight to the floor. Exhale. Nice. Expressive open fingers, long straight arms. Take another breath into that. Come down 2 inches deeper. Cool. So we're going to do a little bit of cleansing breath here. We'll be drawing our arms down and using to detox, to let go, to get rid of all the crap that doesn't serve us. We're going to do that 3 times. Take a breath in to prepare. 1. Inhale up. 2. Inhale the arms up. Last one. Inhale the arms up. Stay here for 3 breaths. You can close your eyes as you notice your inner thighs spiral open, the knees reaching wide. Notice the connection of the feet to the floor. The arches rising. Take one last breath in. Hollow belly. Extend the legs on the inhale. Hands to the hips and the big toes turn in as we exhale. Roll the shoulders back, collarbones broad, fill up. Fold over the hips towards the floor as you empty. Just take a hold of the elbows here at first. Allow the crown of the head to release straight down. Notice where you're balanced in your feet. From here, take the hands to the ground, turn the fingers away from your toes. Walk them through as far as you can. Feel the tailbone and the sit bones reach up to the ceiling as you inhale. Release the neck, crown of the head straight down as you exhale. Arches of the feet rising with the breath in. Soles of the feet grounding as we breathe out. So I'm talking about this a lot. Pada Bandha, the lock of the feet, our connection to earth. This is how we get grounded. The roots we send down and the energy we draw up. Connection to ground. Connecting to breath. Empty this exhale. Bring the hands out under the shoulders. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, take the hands to the hips, scoop the pelvis under, and breathe in to rise all the way to stand. Good work. Exhale to warrior 2. And just notice here the balance between the strength of the legs, sthira, strong place, and the ease and the grace of the arms, the face, sukha, the softness. Take a breath in. Let it go. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the top of the mat. Step back into high plank. Inhale. Find your way with strength and grace to the mat. Exhale. Open the chest, chin in, shoulders back. Breathe in. And make your way back to downward dog for 3 breaths. Breathing out. Together, inhale. Exhale fully. Fill up. Open mouth, sigh. One more time. Take a breath in. Stretch your left tip toes all the way up. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, shoulders forward over your wrist. Extend that leg high again. Breathe in. Look through the hands. Come through plank. Press it down at the top of the mat. Hold here. I'm going to spin it around. Onto the fingertips, ribs off the thigh. Inhale. Right knee bends, the hips shift gently backwards. Exhale. 1 vertebrae at a time, we stack the spine, crescent lunge. Breathe in. Pubic bone and rib cage connected. Breathing out. Long straight lines. Inhale. Hover the knee off the ground. Exhale. Extend the right leg fully. Breathe in. And sweep the arms back to arrowhead. Breathe out. Good. Gently spiral the thumbs up to the ceiling as you inhale. Squeezing the shoulder blades together and keeping the ribs in the body as we exhale. Long from heel to crown of head. Breathe in. Loading that left foot now. Breathe out. Standing L. Inhale. Right hip facing down. Exhale. Long through the leg. Breathe in. Left hip over the foot. Breathe out. Option all the way to warrior three. Keep breathing here. Wherever you are is perfect. One last inhale. All the way to warrior two. So this is our second round of launching into our half moon balance. So if your block has moved from in front of your foot, please replace it now. I am going to just try and float there. So good luck to us all. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathe out, loading that left foot. Breathe in as the right hip stacks over the left. Breathe out as the left shoulder stacks under the right. Open fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale. Good. Find that balance. Find the stack. Hip over heel. Wrist over wrist. Looking amazing. And if you can, hover the hand off the block for the final 2 breaths. And slowly landing back in our warrior two. Opening the arms, solidifying the stance of the legs. Finding our drishti, strength in the belly, softness in the face. Extend the left leg now. Lengthen the side of the waist. Bring the right arm directly up to the ceiling as the left hand pushes into the inside of the calf. Strong triangle. Think about those lines direct to the ceiling. Hollow the belly, but open the chest. And check in with your neck. Does it follow the line of your spine? Chin tucked in. Are the hips still square? Do you feel this through the right side of the waist? Take one more inhale. Empty it fully. Come all the way up as you breathe in, and take your hands to your hips as you breathe out. We're going to lift the left toes, inhale. Plant them down on 45 degrees as we exhale. Lift the right heel, breathe in, and make it symmetrical. Pressing our feet down through the ground as we breathe out. Both arms up to the ceiling, inhale. This time we're going to come down through our goddess pose as we breathe our breath of fury and draw our arms down. So we're going to start here and come down into the squat with our exhale. Take a breath in to prepare. Here we go. Low as you can. Nice. Arms come up, breathe in. Draw it down and send it out. Good. One more. Stay here. The hips stay low, the hands reach high. Breathe in. Chin and ribs drawing in and down. Breathing out. Long spine line, long sides of waist. Inhale. Rotate the knees a little further as you exhale. Take one more full breath in. Empty it. Squeeze your butt to stand. Inhale. Hands on the hips, turn the heels out as you exhale. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, fill up. Fold from the hips to the mat, empty. Just let the back of the neck release. So we're going to see if we're warm enough now to take the first 2 fingers of both hands and wrap them around the insides of the big toes, sealing with the thumbs. Feel the tailbone extend upwards as you breathe in. Press your elbows away to the sides as you breathe out. Notice the arches of the feet rise on your inhale. Now draw on the toes to take the crown towards the ground as you exhale. Staying with breath here. Visualize your breath filling the spaces in the backs of your ribs. This is where those stories about ourselves that we've held on to, that limit what we can be, that limit our beliefs of ourselves, they live in the backs of your ribs. So if you focus your breath here in this forward fold, connected to yourself, it's a really important way that you can focus on self-acceptance and also recovery. Recovering from those self-limiting beliefs, starting afresh. Letting the stories that don't serve you go. Emptying the breath fully, bringing the hands back out under the shoulders. Slowly lifting the chest as we breathe in. Bringing the hands to the hips, tucking under, breathing out. Stacking the spine as we rise, strong, inhale. And returning to warrior two as we exhale. And again, finding this moment of peace, where the body is strong in a familiar shape, where we can soften and breathe. Turn the palm over, reverse, inhale. Take the hands down to the mat, exhale. Step it back into your high plank, breathe in. Your wise choice of how to find your way to the ground, breathing out. Open the chest, tuck the chin in, cobra pose, inhale. And take a moment back in our child's pose as we exhale. Sending the hips to the heels here, keeping the arms outstretched. We finished our standing sequences for the practice and we're about to move into our last set of challenging balances. Why? Balance is the way that we keep our mind focused, that we turn everything else out. When we find that it's difficult to balance and we wobble, it's because there's so much chatter in our brain. So as we come into your balance sequence today, be mindful that we're practicing, and to fall over and to fail is fine, because practice takes failure to ultimately achieve real success. Empty your breath fully. Slide the hands back under the shoulders and inhale onto all fours. Tuck the toes and exhale back to downward dog. Take a breath in and empty it out. Lifting the heels, bend the knees, look to the hands, step, float or hop to the top of the mat. Find your halfway lift, breathe in, bow forward, breathe out. Tadasana, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. So it's going to start pretty easy. We're going to start with our tree pose. Keep the hands at the heart center. Put all the weight down through your left foot. So ground your left foot. Find the right foot at the inseam of the left leg. Turn the knee open and slide the right leg up. Now, if your toes easily pass your knee, you're welcome to take that foot and press it into your inner thigh. If your toes get stuck below the knee, your hip's not ready for that action. So place the calf, the foot around the calf. The arch and the calf should fit together beautifully. Keep the hips open, the tailbone tucked. Breathe in, open chest. Breathe out, strong belly. Great. Now, if this is feeling fairly comfortable for you here in your tree pose, you can take your branches and arrange them in whatever shape feels good for you. You don't have to just go arms straight up, Gyan Mudra, like a robot on autopilot. That's not very intuitive. So I want you to create a shape that feels like a shape that your body wants to be in. And if it's real for you to want to keep your hands at heart center, do that. But if we're present to this moment and present to this practice, we don't always do the same thing. We hear our body's call. Take another inhale. Bring the hands back to heart center as we exhale. All right, it's going to get a little trickier here. We're going to lift that right knee as we breathe in. We're going to energize the heel, kick it back as we breathe out. Now both arms come up as we inhale. Your right hand comes back to the inside of the ankle as you exhale. Dancer's pose. Puff up the chest, reach forward, breathe in. Kick the ankle into the arm as you breathe out. Good. Woo. Starting to open the chest and find the full expression of your pose as you breathe in. Feel the shoulders squeezing into the back to keep you steady as you breathe out. Stacking left hip over heel. You've got 2 more breaths here. Take an inhale. Slowly bring the knees together as you exhale. Bring the arms up, bring the knee up. Stork pose. Breathe in. Hands to heart, plant the right foot. Breathing out. Let's do that on the other side. Seamlessly. Bringing the left foot to the inside of the calf. If the toes pass the knee, finding contact with the thigh. If the toes don't pass the knee, listen to your hips so you don't need to get them replaced later. Left knee open, breathe in. Tailbone under, breathing out. Open collarbones. Strong belly. Option to express your arms. You might want to walk like an Egyptian. Whatever feels good for you. You can get creative, you can get funky. I know it's been a pretty heavy, serious practice, so have some fun here. Make a shape, lighten up. 2 more breaths. All right, bringing the hands back to heart center. Lift the left knee as you breathe in. Keep the foot flexed as you kick it back, breathing out. So the right knee will soften here. Arms extend up to the ceiling, breathe in. Your left arm will spin back and take hold of the ankle, breathing out. Shoulders roll back, chest open, inhale. Kick your foot into your left hand to take it forward, exhale. Good, keep the heart open, breathe in. Shoulders squeeze back, breathe out. Can you lift it higher as you inhale? Keep kicking the foot into the hand as you exhale. So this is a pose that is a counterbalance. The foot in the chest, the arm in front, they all work together. 2 more breaths here. Use the exhale to slowly lower the knee. Stork pose, arms and knee rise, breathe in. Plant it into the mat, hands to heart, breathing out. You can shake that foot out. Cool, so I'm just gonna angle my camera down a little bit for this next one. Our peak pose today is our crow pose. And if the theme of the practice is how to stay connected, centered, when we feel like crap, when we're not okay, when things are going wrong, being able to dig deep into your belly is really important. You don't always have to clench your jaw. You can just go deep. Cool? So I'm going to use a block. Our starting position, and I don't care how many fingers or toes you've got or what stories are in your head about I can't do crow pose. We're all going to try it today. Everyone's going to give this a go. Cool, so we're going to start with our feet just on the inside line of our hips, arms up by the ears, take a breath in, and start to lower into chair as you breathe out. Take an inhale here, bring the hands in front of your shoulders as you breathe out. Inhale, lift the heels. Now we're going to exhale, thumbs are as wide as your shoulders. Exhale your hands down on the ground, and I'm hoping that your arms touch your knees. This is important as a starting position. Now at this point, our head is still too close to our hands. A strong crow balance needs the head to create a triangle with the body. So the head's going to have to come forward. How are we going to get comfortable with that? Well, we're going to bend the elbows and crouch down. And that's going to make our head closer to the ground. I promise you, if you fall, nothing bad will happen. We're so close to the earth. Find where you can push your triceps and your knees into each other. Not one is working harder than the other. Notice the hands clawing into the floor, the elbows directly over the wrists. And now, once you stick your bottom out and lengthen your neck, we should have a long straight line from the head all the way through to the hips. And your elbow should be pretty much in the center of this. If you look between my head, the crown of my head, and the small of my back, my elbows are almost in the middle. See if you can just bring it a little further forward so the tailbone comes higher. Take one foot to your butt. Take a breath in and switch sides as you breathe out. Take an inhale and switch as you exhale. So it's just going to start with little hops, taking one foot at a time, being stubborn with your shape. Be stubborn. I'm really good at being stubborn. And then eventually, if you're really stubborn like me, you will float your toes to your butt. So find it, look for it. And if I can see that you're trying and you're struggling, I'll be able to give you hints. Long neck, long spine. Careful you're not over curling. So we want to have the head a long way forward of the hands. Yes, bend your elbows, take the head forward, try and turn your feet in, your knees in so they stack right over the triceps. Good, Sandrine, good switches. Sharon, you're going to need to bend your elbows and come down lower, lower, lower. Yes, take the neck forward now, walk your feet closer to your hands. So bring your elbows so the weight of your elbows is right over your wrists. You're getting there, I know, so good. Arlene, keep lengthening out, you're doing amazing. Amazing crow poses. Take one more little try, and then all the hard work will be done. That'll be the end of the hard work today after you have one more go. Don't quit on me. Take one more try. I'll take one more with you. So finding that little chair pose, hands wide, knees shift to the outside, resting on the triceps. Tailbone is kicking up. Spine is long and straight. The neck is lengthening forward. My weight naturally pours forward as my toes come off the floor. And as I bring them down, I spread them wide. So spread your feet wide. The toes are probably off the edges of the mat. The heels are just on the inside. And we're going to take yogi squat, malasana. Push the knees apart. Keep the chest open, the spine long. You can bring your hands to heart center so that the collarbones can be broad. Just careful your tailbone doesn't over tuck here. You want the arches of the feet lifting and the tailbone lengthening away. Chin is drawing in, crown of the head reaching up to the ceiling. We just have 5 more breaths here. A thank you to our hips, to this position. It's a really helpful position for our crow pose, but it's also a really functional position in our daily life. One more breath in. Let it go. Bring the hands to the floor, extend the bottoms upwards as you inhale, and heel toe the feet towards each other as we exhale. We're going to give our hands some massage to thank them for our attempts at crow pose. So bend the knees a lot here. Lift the toes of one foot, take the hand all the way under until your toes touch the back of your wrist. Do the same thing on the other side. Release the crown of the head down, and honestly, it doesn't matter how bent your knees are to make this accessible. Make it accessible for yourself. Choose easy. We've done hard. It's finished. And sometimes continually choosing the hardest options on the mat creates that pattern in your life, right? We might always choose the hardest way on the mat, and that means that we can choose the hardest way in life. But if you want to be really resilient, that can be a good thing, but there's a time and a place for everything. So we also need to get really good at listening to when our body needs us to back the hell up. Just keep exploring the transfer of weight from different parts of your foot into your hand. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, sigh. Release the feet from under the hands. Find a halfway lift. Inhale. And sink the bottom to the ground as we exhale. We're just sitting down. Take the feet out in front of you now. I'm going to bring the arms up by the ears as we breathe in. Oh, move the flesh out from under your sits bones, sorry. Flexing the feet, arms by the ears on the inhale. We're going to come forward nice and slow, keeping the chest open and the arms up. Once you've entered your exhale, pause. Take a breath in. Really slowly lengthen forward. Pause when the breath is empty. Do this 2 more times. Extending on the inhale, then lowering on the exhale. If your knees want to bend, that's fine. And as you exhale now, release the arms down wherever they land. Leave the palms upturned. Let the backs of the shoulders soften open. We don't need to grip, we don't need to hold. There's no compulsion for us to go deeper than where our body is right now. We're exactly where we need to be. Take a breath in. Open mouth, sigh. One more time. Using the inhale to roll up slow. We're going to come into our half shoelace position now. So taking the right leg, crossing it over the left knee. Start with the hands on the floor. Walk them out so the arms are extended. Broaden the collarbones, lift the chest, breathe in, and bend the elbows to pitch your weight forward as you breathe out. Take a moment here, find softness through the upper body and the face. And curl forward a little deeper. And when you find the intensity that is tolerable for a long time, pause. It's not comfortable, but it's tolerable. No more than a 6 out of 10. We have 2 more breaths here. Slowly coming up, moving into full shoelace now. So this is my right leg over my left knee, which means my hands will go to my left so that my left foot can come over to my right hip. I'll then need to shift my whole body weight forward so I can arrange myself on the mat. So I move to the left, lifting this hip. I take this leg back. I shift my weight forward to stack my knees strong. I floint my toes, so I turn the toes on, and I sink my hips back down between my heels. Try and see if you can connect both hips evenly to the floor. And then wherever you feel tightness, while we're upright, send a few breaths to those spaces. Find the tight spaces, the awkward spaces. And then very slowly, keeping the tailbone anchored down, your spine will curl as your hands journey forward on the mat. Keeping the gaze soft and the focus inward as we fold. One more breath. Relax on the exhale. Stay low in the hips as you slowly walk the hands back. Curl the ribs back to the hips before you roll up through the spine. I'm going to take the right foot now and flatten it down behind the left knee. Place the weight more firmly into the right hip as we extend the arms up and prepare for our twist. Twisting over that right leg, using the left arm to press the knee away. Collarbones sailing broad, gazing over the shoulder. Chin tucking in, back of neck nice and long. Slowly returning to the middle with your inhale. Stretching the right leg out and crossing the left knee over the top now as we exhale. Flexing the foot, finding the tight stack of the legs, hands grounded, collarbones open, breathing in, bending the elbows to soften over the legs. Your hands can continue forward and the elbows can continue down. And staying wherever you feel adequate intensity. Challenged, but not incapable of staying. Focused, breathing, and with a relaxed face. One more breath. Slowly coming up. Taking the hands to the right so that the right foot can travel to the left. Bringing both hands forward, stacking tightly into the knees and thighs as we place the hips between the heels. Keeping the collarbones open and the hips anchored, breathe in. Start to fold forward, curling the spine as we breathe out. Try to relax over the next 3 breaths as much as you can soften, as much as you can let go. And once you've emptied that 3rd exhale, slowly rolling up through the spine. Placing that left foot next to the right knee, extending the arms up to the ceiling, breath in, and twisting to the left with the breath out. Broadening the collarbones, inhale, lengthen, and spiraling, gazing over the left shoulder as we exhale. Returning to the center, breathing in. And extend the legs out, take the hands behind you. Just make sure your fingers point to the side or to your bottom rather than out and away from your body. Allowing the knees to roll from side to side. Sending the legs forward, extend the arms up, breathe in, and then rolling down onto your back as you breathe out. And starting at the feet. Allowing your feet to rest comfortably on the floor. Noticing your hips, allowing them to rest comfortably on the floor. You might need to pick them up and shift them. Noticing the shoulders, the back of the head. Creating space for yourself to be received by the ground. Comfortably, peacefully. Releasing control of the breath. And while we release control of the focus, we allow the mind to remain soft and fluid. We resist the urge to attach to any entering thoughts and allow them to simply pass by. Use the next 3 breaths to allow your body to completely surrender into the ground.